Alright guys, as you can see, the landscape's starting to change, gone from bloody miles of nothing as we're a couple hundred kilometres north of Alice Springs now, and a lot of these plateaus starting to pop up out of the landscape. Quite amazing, striking red. And yeah, you can see more in the distance there, so the landscape's definitely starting to change as we get further south. Might pull in here for a bit of a tinkle break, I think. The cold air's going through me. That's amazing over there, how that's just come up out of nothing, eh? Righto, we just pulled over for a quick break, tinkle break, and a coffee at the Tea Tree Roadhouse. There's a caravan park in that there too, and it's the most central pub in Australia on the sign, so we're getting real close to the centre of Australia now. The other funny thing there, they had frozen meats in the freezer, and obviously it must be an indigenous population around here. They had frozen kangaroo tails in the freezer. It's our favourite feed of the Aboriginal people is kangaroo tails. I remember as a kid, my grandmum used to cook up kangaroo tail soup when we were a kid. Top knot pigeon soup, all the shit that I wouldn't eat now that I'm older, but I used to eat it as a kid. But yeah, frozen kangaroo tails, not something you see every day in the supermarket back in Woolies and Coles back home. Right, 190 k's and we're in Alice Springs. Righto guys, here we are. We've made it to the Alice Springs, the centre of Australia. There's the flag of the Northern Territory flying there. It's nice and dry at the moment. But there we go, we've made it. Next thing now, we'll refuel, so I'm pretty low, and then we'll go and check into the Big Four, and then we might go this afternoon and check the town of Alice Springs out. Just going up Anzac Hill here in Alice Springs, guys. One of the places we were told to come and have a look at. So yeah, anything to do with war memorials right down my alley, so looks good, eh? Fantastic. Should get a good view of the town from up here too, all going well. Right, here we are up on Anzac Hill in Alice Springs. The Aussie and Northern Territory flags. This will give us a good view of what Alice looks like from up above, guys. Quite surprising. Game of rugby league going on down there. They're about to go in for a try too. He's over. I thought it'd be predominantly Aussie rules town, this one, but they're playing league down there, which is good. City centre down there, the hospital, I think. We just came past that. Pretty flash looking hospital. And that over there is the McDonald Ranges, I think they're called. Pretty big town, Alice. I think it's the second biggest city or town in the Northern Territory behind Darwin. It's a bit dry at the moment. That'll be the McDonald Ranges out there. I think we're going out that way tomorrow, guys, when we start our big red loop on the way out to Uluru. Righto guys, bit of trivia time. That's the flag of the Northern Territory, and there is talk recently in the papers of the Northern Territory actually becoming a state of Australia. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but there is talk of it. And there's the flag, and as you can see there, the Southern Cross on the black part of the flag, and obviously the right hand side of the flag there, the tan colour, probably signifies the the colour of the land out here in the Northern Territory. And the flower, which I didn't know, this is why I had to Google it, is the Stuart Desert Rose, which is the floral emblem of the Northern Territory. And it's got 7 petals signifying the 6 Australian states and the Northern Territory. And who knows, it might become the 7th state of Australia in the near future, who knows. Righto guys, here we are at the start of the Red Centre Way. This is where it all starts, just about 8 kilometres outside Alice Springs. We've been up to see the Reverend John Flynn's grave, who founded the Royal Flying Doctor Service. And have a look what I've got here guys, haven't used these since I was a kid. We got the old firecrackers bloody package. This one was about 50 bucks. They had packages there big enough to start World War III. But check these one, big sticks of dynamite. We got the gear, we'll blow some stuff up tonight. Can't wait, like a kid at Christmas time. Righto guys, we've started the good stuff now. We've just left Alice Springs, a chilly morning, just picked up some fireworks. And the first stop was only about 8 kilometres out of Alice Springs. And it's the marker for the Great Red Way. I'll show you that shortly. This is the grave of John Flynn, Reverend John Flynn, who founded the Royal Flying Doctor Service. I forget what year it was now, but it was the world's first ever air ambulance. So his grave's up here. We'll go and have a look at it, eh? Alright, the ashes of John Flynn and his wife are here, guys. And that, we just read on the sign down there, that rock there, as the memorial, was taken from Kalu Kalu, it's called, the traditional name, which is the Devil's Marble. So it shows you how much respect they had for this guy. They've actually taken one of the Devil's Marbles as, you know, for his memorial. So just incredible. Righto guys, we're here at Simpson's Gap, it's called, and no one seems to know who Simpson was. Probably an explorer of some sort, but tell you what, it's pretty impressive. We've got some nice photographs in the distance, and there's a little walkway here that we're going to go up, and we'll check it out, eh? But I tell you what, these McDonald Ranges, they're very impressive. Have a look at that for a view. Unbelievable. You can see the formations of rock, like the layers of rock over the years, eh? Anyway, we'll go up closer and have a closer look at them, eh? Beauty. A dry creek bed on the way to Simpson's Gap, guys. Jesus, bloody nice, but have a look at this. Unbelievable. Just incredible. Looking into the sun there, sorry about that, but oh wow. Geez, it'd be a nice place for a little bloody cook-up fire and a cook-up, and I don't know if you can camp out here the night, but I tell you what, it'd be spectacular if you could. You can tell this would be a nice little swimming hole in the wet season. You can see the remnants of water there, probably where the wallabies come down and have a drink. I mean, there's rock wallabies up there. Certain times of the day you can see them. A pretty popular place, guys. A lot of tourists here at the moment. Wouldn't be hard to cop a rock on the head down here. Righto, our next stop's Standley Chasm or some bloody thing. Have a look at that for a view. It's part of the McDonald Ranges, I believe. It's just amazing, the countryside out here, guys. It's just breathtaking, it really is. Righto, another popular little place, guys, for the tourists is Standley Chasm, and we're at the kiosk. We're just grabbing a coffee, and then it's a 1.2 kilometre walk up through the chasm there. It's about $10 a person, tenner. We'll go up and check it out. Righto guys, we just left the kiosk. We're only about 2 minutes along the road, and just walking along this little path here, down through what appears to be a bit of a riverbed, but absolutely incredible. Just gum trees growing out of the creek bed, and just big hills and that up to the sides. It's just magnificent. I hope the camera picks it up well, but just up through there. Anyway, Standley Chasm. That's where we're heading, guys, and it's obviously over this way, so we'll go and check it out. It's absolutely magnificent in here. Absolute beautiful little walk, guys, along here. Down through this riverbed here. Dry, a little bit of water down there before. It is the dry season, remember? This is absolutely picturesque. Beautiful little walking trail down to Standley Chasm. Well, here you go, guys, just come around the corner from taking that last little bit of clip. Have a look at that. Absolutely brilliant. We'll get around there. They said about midday was the best time to get here to take good photos, and you can see the sun trying to get in through the chasm. We'll get around the corner and we'll get a better look at it, eh? Alright guys, get a bit of video footage and I'll come back and get some still photos. Have a look at that. The sun coming in, hitting the walls. Beautiful red colour. It's amazing, isn't it? Just from the other end, guys, where we just were, gives a different perspective, and you can see why they say get here at midday. You get all that sun shining through. Beautiful. Yeah, right in the guts, guys. It's amazing in here, it really is. Well, that's that little creek coming down from Standley Chasm, guys. It's a natural spring down in there. You can see the water down in through there. Right, guys, we're at Ellery Creek Big, and it's about 88 kilometres outside Alice Springs. Now listen, I don't know how the name part of it got the Ellery part. I do know where the Big Hole comes from. Tonky Sloss, bloke I work with. This is named after you, mate. It should be Tonky's Big Hole, I reckon. Anyway, let's go down and check it out. Alright guys, just a short walk from the car park. You can actually camp up there at Ellery Creek Big Hole. There's an actual camping area there if you want to stay for the night. Have a look at this. This place just never ceases to amaze. There's just some absolute glorious places. Have a look at this. Safe swimming here too, guys. People are actually swimming. I'll tell you what, the game of the Mish is pretty bloody cool at the moment. Even though it's the middle of the day, it's still quite cool. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Ellery Creek Big Hole, it's called. Down a little bit closer, guys. Have a look at that. Just incredible. Look at the rock formations up there. You only have to walk 20 metres and you get a different perspective of the place. Just different angles, the sun shining off the rocks. I mean, have a look at that. That is absolutely incredible. So what makes it, I don't know if it come up on film, guys, but the sun's rebounding off those red rocks there. It's just incredible. Be a good place to go for a swim in summer here, that's for sure.
I can't see.
I just felt the water, guys. It absolutely freezing. You couldn't swim in that. No, I couldn't anyway. It'd kill me. Or you'd either have a heart attack or you'd freeze up and drown. Don't know if you'll be able to see that, guys, but there's actually some small caves up there. How's that for a view? Bloody beautiful. As I said before, guys, you walk 50 metres across the other side and you get a whole new perspective of the rock formations and the water hole. You can see those caves up there. I don't know if it'll come up. See that cave entrance really clear from over here. What a top little spot. You have a picnic down here and stay at the campground here and just come down, have a picnic during the day. It'd be absolutely beautiful. Heaps of shade. Although it's better in the sun at the moment, it's quite cool. You could spend all day here just sitting there and staring. All the cycads growing up on the side of the hill there. Well, how's that for a magnificent spot, guys? Ellery Creek Big hole. Just absolutely amazing. The places in through here is just incredible how something so beautiful can be in such a barren land, you know, very dry at the moment, the dry season, then you come across something like this. But anyway, there's toilets up here near the campground. We'll have a tinkle break and we might get the kitchen out and make a quick cup of tea and a bit of banana bread. Righto. There you go, guys. Some people doing it real basic, little two-man dome tents down the creek bed. It's the way to go, eh? Nice and simple. So we pull up, make a cup of tea before we head off to the next one. Pull out the jet boil. Tell you what, love this little bench space here, guys. Throw the jet boil up. We're having a cup of tea within 5 minutes. It was fantastic. Righto, guys, we're at a place called the Ochre Pits, O-C-H-R-E, I think it's spelt. And if you wonder what ochre is, it's all this coloured stuff that you see in the rocks and that here. And the Aborigines in the old days used to use the ochre, mix it with water or animal fats, and that's what they used to use to paint their body for their traditional dancing and all that. You'll still see them now paint their faces with white and yellow and browns and that when they go to do a traditional dance. And but this is how they originally did it, with ochre. And as I said, they're called the Ochre Pits. And I'll get you, Roz, just pan around. There's a lot of it. It's all the different shades, eh? You got your yellows, your browns, almost your whites. Like just almost like coloured sands, really, aren't they? Just amazing. I don't know how they've dug that out. It's pretty straight. I don't know if they've used what they've used there. Anyway, I'll take the camera over, give you a real close look, eh? One thing you're not allowed to do, guys, if you do come to these ochre pits, don't touch them. There's heavy penalties for it. You're not allowed to remove anything. And as I said, it's registered as a sacred site, the ochre pits, and you can see the different shades. Your yellows, your browns, almost your whites over there, your darker colours. As I said, they somehow used to mix that with water, animal fat, and that's what they used to paint themselves up. Hey, this is probably the friendliest the flies have been so far, guys. There's a few around. They're not unbearable, but they're certainly out and about, that's for sure. The old traditional Aussie salute. Everyone walking around doing this, but there's certainly heaps of them. Anyway, we'll go up and have a closer look at the ochre pits, eh? This view here gives you a real good idea of how the shades change so quickly. You got the real dark browns there, into your yellows, and then almost to your whites. You got three colours in one there, just in the space of a couple of metres. This is another little area, just before where we were before, guys, and this is probably more like where they've been digging out. I don't know, that other stuff there looked like it was done by an excavator or something. Maybe not. It was looked like it was chiseled out for something sharp. But there you go. Look at that. You can see where they've probably been digging in there with some sticks and that, getting the white and the yellows and the browns there where they dig into the side of the hill. And that's certainly man-made, all that stuff there. And yeah, that gives you a real good idea of how they would have dug the coloured ochre out, mixed it with water or animal fat, and used it for their corroborees and that. Right on the Red Centre Way, or the Great Red Way, there's a few different names for it, guys. The Marini Loop it used to be called. This is an important marker here now. There's an inner loop and an outer loop. We're going to do the outer loop. It takes a bit longer to do, but there's some fantastic things to see. Straight ahead you'll come to an Aboriginal community called Hermansburg, but we're going to turn right here on a Namatjira Drive. I presume it's named after Albert Namatjira, the famous artist. And we're going to head up this way. There's plenty more to see and do, but if you are doing this and you want to do the outer loop on a Namatjira Drive, this is the marker that you've got to pay attention to and turn right. There you can see up there, Namatjira Drive in Glen Helen. Now that Glen Helen, guys, that's another important place. If you're going to go right through to Kings Canyon, it's through Aboriginal land. You need to get a permit. It's only about $5 or something. But Glen Helen's the place where you can get a permit to do that. So anyway, we'll get on the road and we'll keep cracking on, eh?